Okay, so you're in a listing presentation, and I had this scenario from a coaching member that just came in, and he says, "So now what? So what price do you feel will get buyers excited about choosing your property over the competition?" And they say 415,000, and you have looked at the comps and know that the best price is 400,000. So is it awkward to say, well, after looking at your property and reviewing what the market's telling us, I'm suggesting 400,000? And you can see why that's the right price, correct? When they think the right price is $415,000. What do you do?
While the masses spend their days dominated by doubt, distraction, and dead ends, the masters go through their day on fire. My friend, welcome to the Fire Zone.
Hey there, it's your coach Kevin Ward with your Fire Zone message of the day. And this just happened with one of my coaching members at 500K Coaching. And it's a great question. So there's several things that are going on here, but the most important thing for you as a real estate agent in a listing presentation is having absolute certainty. The one thing they must have from you is certainty about what is the right price. So there's several angles here looking at it, and I'm based on a simple scenario that the comps say 400,000 is the right price, but maybe the comps could, squeeze up to 410, 415. Or maybe they're just still wishful thinking. Whenever I get to this point of the listing presentation and say, so what price do you feel get buyers excited about choosing your property over the competition? Whatever their number is feedback to you. So number one is their price is feedback of how effectively have you led them to understand what the market is actually saying about the price on their home and what it should be. Now, when they give you that feedback, what they may be telling you is, I still think it's 415. I think the comps are saying 410, 415. Or they may be going like, okay, I probably think he's right, it's 400, but I still want 415, so I'm going to hold firm with my 415. I'm going to say, well, I think it's 415. Now, what do you do as a listing agent? Well, again, it comes back first to certainty. So when I now repeated the question the agent had was, doesn't it come across as awkward when they say 415 and you say, well, I'm saying 400, and you can see why that's the right price, correct? And they go like, well, no, it looks like 415 to me. So when that happens, you've got to have enough acuity of what's going on here and listening well enough that you know what they're actually saying. Are they just wanting to stand firm on their price? Or is there really a possibility that it's actually worth 415? So in this particular scenario, there's a couple of things that aren't coming into play here. One is the psychology of buyers now, and understand is simply the strategy of how you price property. When you have a property that's coming in at 410, 415, and let's say that's what the comps say, it could be 410, 415, is it still appropriate to suggest 400? And my answer is absolutely every time, but I've got to now help them understand the psychology and the strategy of pricing. So the strategy is, I hear what you're saying, 410, 415, and that may be possible. However, based on the way buyers search for properties, I'm going to suggest 400,000. Let me explain. And now I'm going to explain to them the psychology and the strategy of pricing. Buyers look for property in price ranges. They always search online 100% of the time, right? They're not looking at newspapers. They're not looking at magazines. They're looking online on the MLS or on an online search engine, and they're going to come in and they're going to search from $350,000 to $400,000, or they're going to search from 400,000 to 450. Nobody comes in and says, okay, we're looking for property somewhere between 387,000 and 419,000. Nobody searches that way. They search in round number segments. So when I'm close to a big round number, it's always smarter to price it on that. If the comp says 395, I would probably bump it up to 400,000. Why? Because I want all the people from 400 to 415 seeing this property. If it's comps say 410, I want it at 400,000. Why? Because everybody that's searching from 350 to 400,000, they're not going to see it if I price it at 405 or even 401. They're not going to see it. So when I price it on that even number, I'm increasing the eyeballs of buyers that are going to see that property. So I'm going to explain to the seller the psychology of what we do. And the reason that matters is if we price it at 400,000 and the comp say it's worth up to 415, and it may be, here's the good news. When we price it at 400,000, we dramatically increase our chances of getting into multiple offer situation. Number one, because we have more buyers seeing it. Those that are looking from 400 up and those that are looking from 400 down. And if we get some people looking from 350 to 400 and they come in with offers like 380, 385, and I only get one offer coming in at 405 or 400, I still win. You still win, Mr. Seller, and here's the reason. Because all that person that came in at 400,000 knows, he doesn't know the offers are 380 and 385. All he knows is he's got to compete with other offers. And for all he knows, those other offers are above list price because we're used to that. So he may think those offers may be 410, 415. So I've got to come in at a better number. So the strategy of doing everything possible to get multiple offers on a property is always going to be to your seller's advantage. And you, my friend, the certainty that you bring to the table is what is going to help the seller understand the strategy. So with understanding all that, you can see why $400,000 is the right price to list your property for, correct? And your certainty will win the game for yourself and for them every single time.
You've been listening to another Yes Masters Fire Zone video, a story or a strategy designed to help you go into the day with the fire, to stay focused and productive and to get more done every day. If you want more motivation, strategy, and support to grow your business on a daily basis, join our Yes Masters community at yesmasters.com and fan the flames of your success today.